what woodcraft means to me. So, I think any one person is a product of their memories, whether those memories be about their parents, their friends, their home where they went to school. All of the memories of these things make up who that person is and how they act. When I was 6, I joined Woodcraft, and my mum and my sister did at the same time. I found out that teachers from my school were also involved in Woodcraft, and my friends went to Woodcraft as well, and I was surrounded by all of these great people who were involved in the same thing that I was. If you looked inside my mind at all of my memories concerning my family, my friends, my school, basically anything, a large part of it would be about Woodcraft. And because so much of my memories are from Woodcraft, I think it makes up a large part of who I am today. And Woodcraft is a bit weird. Most words you can just look up in the dictionary and they'll give you a simple meaning. But with Woodcraft it's very different because every person has their own experience of it. Some people who join Woodcraft might use it as a platform to grow as a person. Other people might use it as a place where they feel comfortable and safe. And other people just use it as a place to have fun and make a fool of themselves. But for me, Woodcraft is definitely all of those things. It is definitely a place where I enjoy the company, a place where everybody works together for a common cause. Anybody you meet is kind and friendly to you, and I definitely feel comfortable there.
I think volunteering leadership means that, you know, you put in your time instead of your money, and you put in a bit more than just a thought.
It's a privilege to be able to see what joy you're giving other people by volunteering.
It means something that can help me in later life as an adult, whether I'm looking after kids or having a job.
Helping other people that are in need of your help.
Facilitating a good experience and making sure that everybody's enjoying themselves and learning.
It gives you confidence to put all your effort into helping an organisation or other people.
You need to be able to lead people.
It's something that helps me with my confidence.
Doing leadership well would be like leading someone in the right path.
Spending time with each other and getting along with people.
Like help out with people.
Working for free.
It kind of helps develop how you see the world and how you see things.
A few weeks ago I played some games with the Elephants.
Our DF group sends 4 children a week to the younger sessions to help out, and we go on a rota so that everybody gets a chance to help out with the younger groups.
The game we played was Bulldog.
Basically ran an entire session, a 2-hour session on games.
One person's in the middle and the whole team has to move over to the side. It just carries on until there's 1 or 2 people remaining.
Also, we're involved in a Palestinian exchange,
where we are making a film about how the human rights for young people are violated in Palestine.
It's to raise awareness of the occupation that the Israelis are doing and how life differs when you're being controlled by another state.
It's about Palestine and children living there, getting more ideas of what they have to go through.
And all of the difficulties that they face in comparison to us.
The human rights for young people are violated in Palestine under the Israeli occupation of them compared to how young people's rights and human rights are in East London. In August 2015,
we're sending some people over as part of an exchange to create a piece of drama or a film based around the differences in people's lives between lives for young people in London and lives for young people in Palestine.
We're going to send 20 of over 16s over to Palestine for 2 weeks to kind of help film this and, you know, experience what life is like over there. And we're going to travel across the whole kind of the Palestinian area. And then in the December of 2015, we're hoping to bring over 10 of the kids that we meet in Palestine in August back over the UK so they can experience kind of what it's like to live in East London and kind of give them a break from what life is like in Palestine.
I'm Marlene Sidaway and I'm a volunteer for the Newham Talking newspaper.
Each week, 2 of us, adventurers or DFs, would go over to the Field Road Youth Centre.
We read the newspaper, various articles.
We record important bits of articles from the Newham recorder,
which we then burn onto a CD and send to visually impaired people so that they can keep up with, you know, daily news and make sure that they know what's in the know, because a lot of people who are visually impaired don't have the access to a lot of things like that. So being part of that project it let us kind of give back to the community.
I'd like to think that the people who are receiving these every week, the discs, feel as though it's just some friendly voices who've maybe popped in, maybe neighbours or friends, popped in to read some bits of news for them. And they quite like to have lots of different voices, lots of different accents and people. And they were all very pleased that there were some young voices there also reading to them. People of all nationalities donated to the Poppy Appeal as members of the Royal British Legion set up a stall at London City Airport. John Griffiths, chairman of Newham Royal British Legion, Constance Street, North Woolwich, was among veterans collecting funds for servicemen and women, veterans and their families last week. Despite old rivalries, he said, people of all nationalities see the value in remembering the war and those who gave their lives in service of the country. Surprisingly, you do get a lot of Europeans, French, Italians, Germans. They all come up and they ask about the poppies. I tell them what it's about and they buy one. It isn't just the British, said John. And there's no animosity at all. When they put a donation in the box, it's not pennies, it's a £5, a £10 or £20. For the older generation who have lived just after the war, it gives you a bit of a lump in your throat that people do appreciate what we did.
London Camp was obviously based for younger people and lots of kids who live in London and don't really have the park space and the green space. So they come to these places to help with outdoor activities. Not all kids know how to be in the forest and don't know all the dangers and stuff, which there aren't many, but it's really nice to be the person to look after people.
Keeper of the sacred fire!
On camps we do this thing called tent parents, which is where the older years, venturers and DFs, they look after the younger years, which is like to help them go to their tents, you know, make sure they're all ready for bed, make sure they're in bed, make sure they're all there, and you know, just make sure they're safe.
We make sure that one, they go to bed on time, which is a little bit of a hassle, especially with the elephants. They don't really like going to bed because they like sitting by the fire. Making sure they brush their teeth, making sure that there's you know, they're all kind of still alive at the end of the day. None of them got lost.
We make sure that the younger children are being involved and they're taking part in the activities provided, which means helping run the activities, making sure the people running the activities are comfortable with it, and just generally helping around where we can.
I looked after the 3 elfins that came with us, who were lovely, and we did things like we built a den, so we went down and we collected a load of wood.
A lot of the venturers, myself included, helped lead cycle-powered electricity workshop.
We had music playing and we had speakers and we powered them with cycling.
We had 4 bikes and we were powering electricity, and using the electricity we were charging people's phones, we were playing music.
Where's the smile?
I usually volunteer to help out in the kitchen a lot if I just have free time.
On camps we do sort of help out with the wide games, and I tend to do a lot more cooking than most clan duties.
Well, I think woodcraft's a really good way of like looking at people who don't think about greed and consumerism and try and reuse things, and it's just an organisation which, you know, people are brought up and are taught, you know, to help out with younger groups and to help out with, you know, leading your sessions. And you can come along if you want to. Obviously that means you need to take the initiative, and it's a great way of woodcraft as well. It's a great way of like talking to people and getting young people involved and getting them to think a bit more.